How's it going, Twitch? My name is Skull, and on behalf of East Asia Soft, welcome to today's stream. Today is Sunday, which means that it's time for me to continue my playthrough of True Colors, A Date with Deception. This really fun visual novel that I've been playing, and golly, I can't remember what the last thing is that I did. Here we go. Hi again, Borealis. Looks like I need to load here. Just double checking. Yes. Yes. All right. I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to finish a route today. I still don't know if I'm on a good route or something. But I feel like we're about to end something. After this, whatever this ending is, whatever it is, I'm going to ask Borealis, okay, was that the best ending? Is that a good ending? Etc., etc., and then we're going to see where to go after that. But anyway. Excuse me. Stay hydrated. Let's go ahead and hop straight into it, shall we? Friday. Sunday. Sunday where I am, although where Borealis lives is probably... Yeah, it's still Sunday where you're at. Did you guys just have daylight savings time? We don't get that for another few weeks. Or is it next week? Oh, that's good, because I'm excited to react at what's ahead, I think. Friday. Hi, Andrea. The early evening glow bathes me and Ash as we stroll through the city streets. Oh, together? When work had finished, everyone had barreled out of the office in high spirits, chattering happily about tomorrow's spa trip. Oh, that's right. We, Idiot Skull, is not going on said spa trip. Man, me, like, in real life, I would really, really like to go to a spa. I would be more miffed about missing out on the spa than about my significant other being there without me. Like, man, I'd like a massage and a hot tub and, I don't know, just yeah. That's what I want. Having to miss out on all of that, that would just be disappointing. I've made my pre-rehearsed excuse, pretending that spas really weren't my kind of thing, and wishing everyone else a good time. Okay, now I need to know, because this is going to bug me. Daylight saving time, United States, 2024. Okay, next Sunday is when daylight saving time ends. So we gotta fall back, which means that we wake up an hour later? Wake up an hour earlier. Okay, we fall back, which means right now it would be 3 o'clock. So we get to, all right, we get to sleep in an extra hour. Let's go. They jokingly ribbed me for being a bad sport, but then let it go, thankfully. Back to the game. Although Sean had promised to bring me back a jar of jacuzzi water so I could experience the chill vibes for myself. Note to self, wear a waterproof jacket Monday morning. Once everyone had started heading home, Ash and I decided to take a short walk around the city center, just the two of us. It'll give us a chance to go over our thoughts about tomorrow. Ash is currently filling me in on the trip's schedule, having received it in the boss's email. All the activities they could be doing, how long they'll be there, stuff like that. There's definitely a hint of eagerness in their voice, so I can tell that they're looking forward to it a lot, despite there being a challenge involved.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I don't think I'll do all the activities. Some of them aren't really my style. I'll give the swimming, jacuzzi, and massage a go, though. Maybe I'll get a pedicure, too. I nod, glad that they'll be able to try out plenty of new things.
Oh.
I've never gotten a pedicure. Are they worth it? We live in a day and age where it's okay for a guy to get a pedicure, guys. Just, I've never had one. Like, I've never had an interest. By the way, I hope this isn't... They pause for a second, seeming suddenly regretful. Well, you know, hearing about all this might not make you feel great. Sorry if it's too much. No, it's fine. it's got bad and good sides, I guess. Maybe having a stronger idea of what they'll all be doing together will help my paranoia feel slightly more in control and less likely to flare up.
Oh,
Oh, there was something else I wanted to tell you too. I bought a new swimsuit, especially for the occasion. I thought you should know what it looks like so you're not worried about me walking around half naked. They dig into their pocket, pulling out their phone and showing me a picture of the swimsuit. Since they're them, I'm going to guess that it's not a bikini. Hello, Dim. You forgot about wintertime. Yeah, we've still got another week before ours goes, so the next 3 streams you're going to have to just be here an hour early, an hour late. I don't know how it works. Whoever came up with daylight savings time, which was Benjamin Franklin, by the way, why do we still do that? There's no point. I want to sleep in an hour late every single day for the rest of my life. Can I do that? I actually can because I work for myself, but anyway.
right.
See? You know I don't exactly love showing off my body anyway, so it's not skimpy. The shorts almost go down to my knees and the top only... Ash, don't worry about this, okay? Oh, there you go, Dim. An hour early, which is an hour late. Darn it, Ben. I interrupt guiltily. You don't need to explain what you're going to wear. It's none of my business, and you should feel free to just wear it without being scared of what I think of it. Ash grinds to a halt on the sidewalk, gazing at me with surprise. Seriously, you don't owe me anything. I've been a big enough piece of shit as it is. I've got to deal with myself and let you enjoy your life. My self-loathing is prickling at my mind, but I stand by what I've said. My insecurity might want to know every detail, but my common sense doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, Idiot Skull! Congratulations, you have graduated. You are officially just a moron. OP, the narrator character is growing, absolutely. It's really great to see an actual evolution of the character, for the better at that. Really, really nice. Excuse me. Their gaze turns fond as they look at me.
thanks a lot.
That's really good of you to say, Skull. Thanks. They reach over, squeezing my hand. My insides melt happily. We start walking again, remaining hand in hand. So how are you feeling about it? Do you think it'll go any better than last time? I want to say yes, but obviously it's hard to tell. This isn't about me, though. How are you feeling? Do you think you'll be able to have fun with everyone? Especially knowing that I might be, well, being me. I almost feel like I shouldn't have brought it up. I don't want Ash to waste their trip worrying about me the whole time. Well, of course I'll be thinking about you. But I know how important this is for both of us. We gotta focus on our own goals too, right? I nod, glad that their aim to be more outgoing is still a priority for them.
It's fine.
I'll be okay. I just hope you will be too. Yeah, you and I both. We share a determined look. Excuse me. And then Ash turns to me, coming to a stop again.
Hey,
Hey, I don't like to bail on you so soon, but I'd better get home so I can pack my bag and stuff. No worries. Do what you need to do. How about I text you in the morning to let you know when we're setting off? Sure, sounds good.
okay.
Okay. They grow pensive, chewing their lip and agonizing over how to word what they want to say. Also, Borealis, if I could get your insight into the writing of this, so for like little sentences like this, just a single descriptive sentence, non-dialogue, is this the kind of thing that you would write along with the script when you're first writing it out? Is this the kind of detail that you would add later when you're in the final editing phase? Did this used to be like a full paragraph of description, and then you finally edited it down to what we see here? Like, I want to know more about what your writing process is, especially for the non-dialogue stuff, the descriptors, the stuff like that.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry if this is an awful thing to say right now, but I want to be honest with you. Uh-oh. This seems big.
I just feel like...
Since this is such a huge deal for us, and you're challenging yourself again, I kind of feel like it should be... They squirm in place, seeming really reluctant to finish their sentence. Is it that bad?
If you want the truth.
I think I'd like to use this as my deciding factor, you know, about our future. I kind of feel like that's something that you would have not said out loud, but I also kind of admire that they did, because then it puts that much more pressure on Skull. Don't screw this up. Oh.
You know...
If this goes better than last time, then it'll prove to both of us that there's a positive future ahead of us. But if it doesn't, I feel like a coffin lid has been nailed over me, damning me to an eternity in darkness. I get what you're saying. Ash will leave me if I don't come through for them on this. That's pretty much certain now. I'm sorry. Oh, there you go. Okay, so it just flows out. Tremendous. Not that much different from writing an actual novel as opposed to a visual novel, I suppose. Don't be. It's your choice. I feel like my whole universe is falling in on itself. But they shouldn't have to apologize.
That's not...
Let's not think about that right now, though, okay? That's not relevant until tomorrow night. Right now, all we gotta do is focus on the trip. Right. The two of us frown grimly as though a black cloud has formed around us. I don't want us to part like this, especially since Ash is meant to be enjoying themselves on this trip. Also, I can't remember if I asked you the first time I streamed or not, but like, do you have like an estimate of how many words this entire game is? Because I'd imagine, like, it's taken me 5 streams at 2 hours per stream to get through one of the routes without picking any of the bad endings by accident. Not to mention alternative endings or alternative paths that don't affect the endings. So, just based on how I read aloud, plus how much aside I do with you guys, that's about 10 hours. I'm going to shorten it down to about 8 hours per route. 8 hours of talking out loud is like... It's like 40,000 words. Like something like somewhere between 30 and 40. So I'm going to guess that this game has possibly, just as a guess, like between 120 and 150,000 words, which would actually make it longer than a typical novel. But I would love to know the exact word count if you have it. I don't want us to part like this, especially since Ash is meant to be enjoying themselves on this trip. Hey, it's all right. I puff my chest out, trying to inject some brightness into my voice. You're right. That's not important yet. Let's just face tomorrow first. Ash nods, straightening up and following my lead.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for understanding. We embrace each other, and I hold on to every shed of bliss it gives me while I can.
Right.
I'll text you in the morning. Sure thing. Have a brilliant time tomorrow.
Sure.
I will. We linger for a few more seconds, our fingers intertwined. Then Ash smiles hopefully at me before slipping out of my grasp. Honesty is painful, but it's for a good reason. I should probably have gotten out of bed by now, but I'm craving the warmth and comfort of staying under the covers. My spirit animal! It's Saturday. My spirit animal! Ash had texted me this morning as promised, letting me know that everyone had been picked up in a minibus that the boss had hired to take them to the spa. I'd wished them a wonderful day, and I truly meant it. The second attempt at overcoming my paranoia feels so much more monumental than the first had, and I know exactly why. Ash will let the outcome of today decide whether our relationship will continue or not. I almost like the pressure of it because it's motivating me to try harder. That's fair. How's this for motivation? You screw up one more time and it's over from now until eternity. That's a bit harsh. But it's what you deserve. It's also super terrifying at the same time, though. I'm just trying to stay calm. Oh, I mean, I didn't mean to say that, you know, you were using word count as a goal specifically. I was just curious what the final word count ended up being. You're right. A story should be as long or as short as it needs to be, and words should not count towards that. Like, I'm writing a thing right now, and when it's all done, I'm expecting it to be somewhere around 150,000 words. I've written about 75,000 in the last 2.5 months. I can't believe that. Words just came straight out, but I haven't been focusing on what the final word count would be. Most of my focus is just trying to get words out, just trying to be like, okay, I use word count as more of a counter, I guess. Like, okay, I've written 900 words so far today, surely I could find another 100 to make it 1,000. Or, you know, if I find just another 70 words, then the document total reaches a new 1,000-word milestone, you know, something like that. I use it as a motivator rather than an end goal, because when you're trying to write a 100,000-word story with no more and no less, it feels like it's more stressful than it needs to be. In any case, like, the great thing about visual novels is they're meant to be long. Although I've played plenty of shorter visual novels, and there's nothing wrong with it. But when people play visual novels, I think a lot of them go into it knowing that it's going to be a very, very long story. I played my very first visual novel I ever played took me 40 streams, which is like an 80-hour game, like somewhere between 60 and 80 hours, and that was just for one ending. That game has 6 endings, and each of them requires a brand new playthrough with different routes from early on. So, yeah, and that's one of my favorite video games of all time is that particular visual novel. So hey, if you're going to write a long story, make it a VN and people will watch it. All right, there you go, Dim. Huge milestone, congrats. But what you were saying, Borealis, about just writing it out and then editing it out and just whatever it needs to be, that's the best way to approach storytelling. It's just whatever it needs to be, that's what it'll be. I think that's the best way to do it. There is one other thought that keeps cropping up in my mind, though. If I don't manage to do this, and Ash ends things between us, I feel as though the exit to the tunnel will disappear forever. Ugh, that's a thought. I've learned various things and tried to develop a more balanced outlook since the last time I tried to do this. If I screw up again, then it'll only tell me that I really am hopeless. Nerves crackle like electricity in my stomach. Stay in bed. Nothing good has ever come to those who came out of bed in the morning. I shouldn't think about that right now. It hasn't reached that point yet. And hopefully it never will. Oh no! They left the bed. Ah, rats. I had hope. That hope is gone. Man, The minute you have to leave a bed in the morning is the saddest minute of the day. Nope, not that one either. This is pointless. I managed to pull myself out of bed a while ago. Why? But after getting ready, I've just gone straight back to feeling blah. I thought I'd pick a TV show or movie series to binge as a distraction, but my indifference has struck again big time. All I've done for the past 20 minutes is browse through my DVD collection over and over, throwing each disc aside. As someone who owns like 1,000 movies and TV shows, quite literally, been there, where you just look at all your stuff. I'm like, I'm not in the mood. I'm surrounded by all of these hundreds of titles, and I'm not in the mood to watch a single one. Been there. Standing up, I pace the room restlessly. It's weird. I'm really on edge, and yet lethargic at the same time, like a jarring blend of depression and terror. Well, I feel like a bit of an idiot for walking in circles, so I flop down on the couch. Maybe I should do something else instead? A few minutes trickle by uneventfully, and then I throw myself back onto the floor, searching through the DVDs again. There must be something that'll take my mind off things. In the end, a vicious cycle forms. I repeat the same damn routine multiple times, giving up on movies, pacing around, sitting down, playing on my phone, and then getting up and looking for a movie again. Well, at least you're not doing anything harmful. After a while, I start to feel like a record stuck on loop, unable to break out. What am I doing? Am I really this useless when I'm scared about what might be happening behind my back? I wonder what Ash is up to. No, don't go there. Come on, Skull. You're better than this. This is your day off too, you know? Enjoy it. Pick up something fun and chill out. I forced myself to choose a TV show, but the distraction hadn't lasted very long. When the first episode had ended, I'd suddenly sprung up off the couch in a frenzy, as though I'd remembered that I was late for something. Then I realized it was just my paranoia kicking in dramatically as soon as the credits rolled. Pathetic. Feeling too antsy to watch another episode straight away, I decided to make lunch instead. Hopefully eating something will steady me a little. I try to lose myself in the task of constructing an epic sandwich. Searching the fridge, I throw in everything that I can get away with. What else do I have? Oh, let's melt some cheese on the top. This is going to be good. I put the top slice of bread under the grill with some grated cheese and then rummage through the cupboard. I'll have this and some of these. Wait. Can't put meat, cheese, salad, salted crackers, pizza sauce, and peanut butter on the same sandwich. Well, not with that attitude, you can't. Damn it, I can't think properly at all. Slamming everything down onto the counter and flickering the grill off, I lean against the table shakily. Funny sandwich concoctions aside, I'm really starting to struggle here. I think I made it further than last time without totally freaking out, but it doesn't feel like a victory. The longer I go, the more paranoid I become. I just don't like what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. Ash, surrounded by our workmates in the jacuzzi, all wearing basically nothing, checking out their body and making approving comments. No. That is not happening. I have to trust that it's not happening. It feels impossible, though. Okay, I need to do something quick. I'm starting to lose it. Alright. What if I did something that reminded me of Ash? Something that we'd do together if they were here. That way, maybe I could fool my overactive brain into feeling like we are together and it'll shut up. There's an obvious answer here. Romance movies. I don't think I own any rom-coms, though. I guess I could rent one online, or... Wait, what's on at the cinema? That might work even better. Being in the same place Ash and I can't get that right. The onomatopoeia, I can't do it. Being in the same place Ash and I visited before, doing the same type of activity, that's a double whammy. I'm bound to feel closer to Ash if I do that, aren't I? Snatching up my phone, I check the movies showing today. Action, thriller, children's animation. There we go. There's a movie showing in an hour about a couple who fall in love during the war and try to find each other again after the guy gets sent off to become a soldier. Is that a real movie? Did you just reference a real movie? The reviews say it's very emotional and romantic. That's perfect. Ash would want to see that, right? Okay, plan acquired. I'll eat this sandwich, without the dumb ingredients, and get going. This was a great idea. I'm about an hour into the movie, and I'm actually enjoying it. I'd felt super weird coming here by myself. You think Pearl Harbor's like that? There are only two accurate things about the film Pearl Harbor. One, there is in fact a place called Pearl Harbor, and two, it was in fact bombed on December 7, 1941. Those are the only things about that film that are correct. I'd felt super weird coming here by myself. At first, it had only emphasized my lonely, anxious situation. However, things started to change once the film began. For the first 15 minutes or so, I struggled to focus on it. My mind was still stuck on Ash, what they could be doing. The more I watched, though, the more I started to see little flecks of Ash in the movie's characters. The reviews were right. The couple were so dedicated to each other. There is an air of tragedy, but it's constantly interlaced with a strong sense of love and devotion. The little romantic gestures they do and the way neither of them give up on the idea that they'll be together again one day, it all screams Ash. After a while, I actually start to forget about the spa trip. Lesson learned, go to the movies. And you can't walk out because you paid money for this ticket. I get butterflies picturing the couple as Ash and myself, filled with a yearning to make that beautiful love story a reality. If I get through this day, then it'll set up our whole future, and we can make it wonderful. Oh man, am I actually crying right now? Tears are forming in my eyes. I just love Ash so much. I want to be like the guy in this movie, totally sure that our feelings for each other will never fade no matter what. Suddenly a noise hits the air coming from a few rows ahead of me. Someone snorts with disdainful laughter at the screen. Oh yeah, as if people actually do shit like this. Shut up, asshole. We're trying to enjoy a movie here. I put my attention back on the screen, but somehow my mind is stuck on that sarcastic comment. I get it, movies are overblown. Maybe it wouldn't exactly play out like this if the scenario happened in real life. Holy crap! Yeah. you know that one clip? Like, all right, we're all set up in our chairs here. Now it's time to watch the theater. Now it's time to watch the movie and all the credits that to fool us so that they get some getting a movie. Whatever the quote was. Like, you know the clip where it's like 5 logos and each of them you think is the credit. It's the opening film, but it's just the production credits. Oh, come on! No, actually, he has a point. Real life is not like the movies. What? We all do this, right? We watch movies and raise our standards to their level, and then real life always disappoints us because it can't match up to what we hope it could be. The impossible happy endings that unfold in fiction, they're not realistic. That's Fuck! Now my mood is well and truly spoiled, and I feel like I'm kidding myself. I'm imagining Ash and I as this perfect couple, when in actual fact we're nothing like this. I don't want to trust them yet, and they're still very unsure about me in return. We're not going to have a fairy tale ending based on that. How likely is it we'll actually be able to figure this out and stay together? Ash says they still have patience, but it can't last forever. Feeling suddenly panicked, I breathe heavily. I don't know what to believe anymore. Believe this! You paid for the ticket, you're going to sit in this theater and watch the film all the way to the end, or you've wasted your money. Focus on that. That always gets me through a bad film. I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't want to be without Ash. I need them back. Realizing that I'm starting to hyperventilate, I leap out of my seat and skitter out into the foyer. I run until I'm almost at the entrance, slowing down and leaning on my knees to catch my breath. This is not good. I can feel my controls slipping away with every second that passes. I don't know if I can do this anymore. Ash, please just come back to me. Don't be shining like the beautiful star that you are and attracting everyone to your glow. Before I could stop myself, I wrenched my phone out of my pocket and brought up Ash's number. My thumb hovers over the call button, but my sensible side has just enough power left to interrupt me. No, don't do it, Skull. They're counting on you to stay away. This is your last chance, remember? I hate myself for wanting to spoil their day and tear them away from their fun to fuel my own desperate need for reassurance. It was so powerful and hypnotic, though. I almost can't think about it because I might lose them for good, but at the same time, I need to talk to them. Ugh. Let me out of this mental cage. Are you kidding me? Choose well. Is this a trick question? Because clearly the play is to not make the call. To not, I mean, clearly we're supposed to not make the call, but then I also remember Ash saying when we had not made the call earlier, I really wish you just called me so we could talk it over, give you some reassurance. This is mean. This is very, very mean of you, Borealis. I'm not sure I appreciate you doing this to me. I can almost hear Borealis writing up this game. Oh, I know what's going to make Skull go mad. This final decision right here. Mwahahaha. I am so evil. That's exactly what Borealis said. Man. Choose well. That makes me feel like this isn't obvious. I hate that you had to say that. I was like, oh, it's obvious going to be don't call because that's the correct decision. But now I'm wondering if that's correct. Now I'm second guessing myself. Man. I'm sure you know the right decision, Dim. I've dodged all of the bad endings so far. I am not going to make a mistake today. I could just Google the answer. I'm not going to, but... or the trophy guide or something. This isn't fair. This is very, very not fair. This is torture is what this is. This is just brutal. We'll be right back after this consideration break. I think you mean condensation break. Stay hydrated, kids. The obvious choices don't call, clearly. But then my mind keeps going to, well, Ash would understand, and Ash will actually be happy you called, because it'll be an admittance that you're still weak, but you're still willing to work on it. But the obvious choices don't call. Is this really a case of free will, or is this some kind of a trick? Do I have free will over this decision that Idiot Skull makes, or is it all just a trick? Man, why'd you have to say anything? I was so ready to just be like, well, duh, we're going to not make the call. Now I'm not so sure. Man, you guys aren't here to watch me ponder. Although I'm sure that I can hear Borealis going with an evil wahaha all the way over there across the pond. I can hear this echo coming over. Ha ha ha, Skull, good. Let the hate flow through you. Flip a coin. It's tails. No! Stop it! Don't you see you'll destroy everything if you do this? Forcing my limbs to obey me, I stuffed my phone back in my pocket. That was way too close. I feel like a prisoner inside my own head, being pulled this way and that by my crazed emotions. Been there. I have chosen. It's hard to think straight, but I came here for a reason and I better finish it. Fighting against my own body, I steered reluctantly back down the corridor, looking for the screen I was watching the movie in. Okay. Man, I was stressed out in real life. Man. Okay. Just sit down and watch the end. Hopefully I haven't missed too much. A few minutes pass, but unlike before, I just can't get into the movie. It was a good little distraction earlier, but now that my paranoia has spiked full throttle, it doesn't affect me the same way. Fuck's sake, fine, forget it. Standing up again, I barge out of the room, not caring who I disturb along the way. The daylight makes me flinch as I burst out onto the street. Man, I'm so rattled. I don't see the point in wasting any more money on activities that won't keep my attention. Yeah, waste some money. Focus on that. It'll make you feel better. If I'm going to just spend my time pointlessly, I can do that at home, for free. Let's head to the train station. Let's not do that! My feet move at double speed thanks to my frenzied state, so I get there in record time. Staring up at the departures board, I scan the destinations for the train that'll take me home. Damn, I just missed one. The next one isn't for 20 minutes. No! Don't do this! Don't do this! I know what you're gonna do! That's a bad. Well, guess all I can do is wait. The outside air feels a little less claustrophobic than being indoors, so I loiter on the street. Leaning against a wall, I start scrolling pointlessly on social media to pass the time. My anxiety is still nagging at me, like an itch I can't reach. It makes me cranky, and every post I see just pisses me off rather than entertaining me. And that's what Facebook has turned into. Tons of posts that just make me annoyed. That's why I uninstalled it. And I've been very happy ever since. The second I can get some news sources that I use to move over to Blue Sky, I'm logging out of Twitter too. I don't care about your new car. No one wants to see your stupid cat. I do. Huh? Is that Lydia? I reverse backward through the timeline until Lydia's face pops up again. Oh. It is her. She's uploaded a photo from the spa. That's quite nice, actually. It gives me a chance to see Ash and what they... What the fuck is this? Once I actually look at the photo properly, my blood immediately begins to boil at what it shows. The group are sitting in a jacuzzi as Ash mentioned they might. Lydia has stood up to take the photo. She's wearing a sexy hot red bikini right out of a smutty photo shoot. Her curves spill erotically over its edges. Sitting in the close semicircle behind her are Malik, Ash, Sean, and Brianna. Naturally, the guys are in swim shorts, but Malik's are particularly small and tight. Brianna's bikini is slightly more modest than Lydia's, but not by much. Sean is acting like a total pimp. His arms are wrapped tightly around Brianna and Ash, pulling them close and smirking like he's the king of the damn world. Ash and Brianna's bodies are partially smushed against his from the pressure of his grip. It's never too late. Patch it in, patch it in. On Ash's other side, Malik is leaning in to make sure he's in the photo. He's giving a thumbs up to the camera, but his torso is pressed against Ash, their bare skin rubbing against together. They all look so happy. But the more I stare at the photo, the more enraged I become. The wetness of everyone's near-naked bodies sliding around each other. The way Ash looks so content and joyful in the middle of all that contact. I fucking hate it. I wish I'd never seen this shit. Every cell in my body is screaming with a fiery wrath, consuming every shred of reason I have. I stand there, wobbling dizzily and biting back the urge to cry out loud in anguish and frustration. I don't want to feel this insecure anymore. I want it to end! The sound of my own ragged breathing fills my senses, and then I calm down. An odd coolness comes over me, and I suddenly feel able to act again. Okay, I know what to do. Putting my phone away, I stride off into the train station. There's only one thing I could do in this situation.
Oh, man.
This doesn't mean anything yet. This does not mean anything yet. Yet. It's been an awesome day, hasn't it? I kinda don't want to leave. I could sit in that sauna forever.
Yeah.
I hear you. The aromatherapy was so lovely. I might even come back sometime and treat myself.
Hey.
What about you, Ash? Enjoy yourself?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's been great. It chilled me out a lot. It was nice to get talking with you guys properly, too.
Hell yeah!
That. You're really one of the gang now. Don't even question it, okay?
Huh?
Huh? What was that?
What?
Skull? Oh! You were so close. I fly across the spa's lobby, having practically kicked the front door open. Naturally, everyone's mouths fall open in surprise since I'm not supposed to be there. I ignore their questions and stalk straight toward Ash, who's staring at me in complete shock.
What's going on?
I slipped up right at the end, man. What are you doing here? Asking what the fuck this was about! I thrust my phone at them violently, almost smashing it into their face. They half duck in response, and then steady themselves to look at what I'm showing them. When they recognize the jacuzzi photo, anxiety flashes in their eyes.
Wait,
It's okay, Ash. I don't blame you. You're the most loyal person I know. I smile lovingly, caressing Ash's neck, or cheek. Oh, man. They flinch awkwardly, seeming totally perplexed. It's you I have a problem with! I turn to face the others. Sean and Lydia are at the reception desk, probably taking care of checkouts, and I glare at Malik and Brianna. How could you let this happen? Brianna?
That's kinda...
Me? What am I, Ash's guardian? Besides, there's nothing wrong with that photo. We're just all hanging out.
The fuck?
Yeah, what's your problem, Skull? Did you seriously just track us down here over a harmless picture? The word harmless makes me seethe with anger. Oh, I'll tell you what my problem is. You have no idea what damage you've done, do you? I square up to him, ignoring Brianna's dismayed expression. I didn't set this whole thing up for you and Sean to use it as an excuse to drool all over Ash like that! Everyone instantly becomes confused at the mention of me organizing the trip, but I continue without explaining. And Lydia with that fucking slutty bikini! I crane over Malik's shoulder at her, but she's too far away to hear me. I put my eyes back on Malik, practically frothing at the mouth. Ah, man. Ugh. You guys have no right to trying to tempt my Ash away from me like that. Get your kicks trying to steal other people's lovers, do you? You sick fucks!
Hey.
Whoa, fucking calm down, Skull. The hell is wrong with you? I will get that better ending. It will happen. First slip up of the whole thing. So I suppose I should be proud of myself for only getting the last question wrong and not all the other ones leading up to it? His voice is loud and somewhat commanding, but he looks slightly intimidated as he takes a step back from me. No one's trying to do anything to Ash. Just take a breath. Don't tell me what to do! I scream at him madly, riding a wave of adrenaline and feeling unstoppable.
don't.
Skull! Upon hearing Ash's feeble cry, I swivel to look at them. They're stuck in place, terrified and on the verge of tears.
Please, just...
Don't! It's alright, Ash. I got this.
No.
No, you don't got this, Skull! You're the one in the wrong here! I don't know what you and Ash have going on behind the scenes, but none of us have anything to do with it. You're making wild assumptions based on nothing. Nothing. Nothing? Then why is your soaked, naked body all over theirs then? I spit the question with disgust, holding my phone up again to remind him what the picture contains. He goggles at it, falling momentarily speechless in disdain. To his left, a spa staff member approaches us, addressing me with a firm voice. Excuse me, but if you don't stop being so hostile, we'll have to eject you from the building. How fucking dare you? I'm in the middle of defending my honor here!
Look.
Sorry, got something in my eye. Look, you got some serious issues, my friend. You need to back down before things get ugly. I snort with dark amusement. Ugly. Gonna kick my ass, are you? A Upon hearing my taunts, Malik's whole demeanor shifts. He stops cowering and draws himself up to his full height, puffing his chest out defiantly and curling his hands into defensive fists.
I mean it.
I will if you don't stop. I don't want to hurt anyone, but if you're going to make a scene and start accusing people of things they haven't done... Yeah, kick Skull out, kick Skull out. I'm with you, Dim, kick Skull out. Oh no, what's happening? I'm going... They let me back on good behavior. That's it. That's enough. The rage in my veins boils over and I see nothing but red. You know what you've done, and Sean too. Don't fucking lie to me, Malik! Before anyone can get between us, Malik and I collide, shoving each other and throwing punches. Oh my god! Someone help! Total chaos breaks out. Brianna and Ash back away fearfully, freaking out as they watch Malik and I scuffle. No. Sean and Lydia come running over from the desk, having finally noticed the scene, and both of them jump into the tussle. I think it's safe to assume that Idiot Skull is fired after this. The staff member who threatened me a minute ago also joins the fray. All of us are pushing and pulling at each other and yelling.
This is crazy.
Driven crazy by my fury, I flailed madly, absorbing every hit without faltering. It's too far gone to be defeated by anything at this point. I have to put these guys in their place. The room echoes with everyone's shouts, but then all of a sudden, something drowns them out. A voice so uncharacteristically loud and sharp that everyone freezes immediately.
Stop it.
Stop it! The noise level falls to a still. Holy cow, they look mad. Oh, that is... haven't seen this one yet. Oh, Ash is mad, yo. The noise level falls to a steely silence, and all of us stare at Ash in disbelief. They've never raised their voice like that before. I barely even recognized it was them. The one Ash sprite you don't want to see? Oh, man. Ash puts their attention squarely on me, ignoring everyone else. Even before they open their mouth again, I get a horrible sense of foreboding. Oh, you think?
That's enough.
You. I've had it with you. Their tone is so scathing that I physically recoil. This really is the final straw, Skull. I know you have problems, but I never thought you'd treat me this badly. Treat them badly?
I'm serious.
That screw up at the cafe was one thing, but coming out here and literally beating our friends up over a stupid picture that doesn't even mean anything? You're completely out of line! Tears start to form in their eyes, but their anger doesn't dissipate at all. I'm so used to Ash being timid and quiet that I can't say a word in reply.
I want to believe that.
I really wanted to believe that you could face your demons and improve. I picked no, okay? I picked the right answer, man. I really hoped that you'd come through for me this time. They suppress a sob awkwardly. But you've ruined it. You've gone too far, and now I have no patience left for you anymore. They squeeze their hands into fists, glaring at me with piercing eyes. Who is this person? What's become of my beloved Ash?
I won't take this anymore.
I also assume you're not supposed to hear that in usual gameplay. I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to wait any longer. You're clearly not the person I thought you were, and you obviously can't change your ways. Previously, I think Ash would have rather died than air our dirty laundry out in front of all of our workmates and a spa full of strangers. But now they seem too pissed off to care. I'm done getting hurt. Just leave me alone, Skull. No, Ash. We were meant to be together forever.
That's enough.
We're not partners. We're not friends. We're not anything anymore. They shriek it at me, and I crumble like I've just received a death sentence. Ash, please.
No.
No. The word shatters my whole world to pieces.
You don't get it.
It's over. Just accept it. They clinched their jaw with a sense of finality, standing by their decision and leaving me to writhe in its wake. Ash really means this. They finally found the strength to express themselves without restraint, and they're using it against me. And now I've lost them for good. You better step outside right now, otherwise we're calling the cops. The spa staff's voice pulls my attention away from Ash, just enough to realize that they're attempting to escort me outside. With all my anger and power drained away, I let myself be guided toward the door. Ash? Ash refuses to reply, staring me down with the most damning look of hatred as I go. And just like that, my optimistic future is destroyed. And now we gotta hear, "Oh, I'm incredibly disappointed in you, Skull. You've always been a strong team player. Never would have expected this from you." The door to the boss's office is closed, but I'm pretty sure our whole section can still hear his booming voice as he lectures me.
Now then.
I hate to do this, but rules are rules, and you broke plenty of those at the weekend. I bow my head in shame for the millionth time since he calls me in here.
That's enough.
I can't allow somebody so threatening and violent to remain here at the company. I'll send the appropriate paperwork via email at the end of the day, but as of this moment, you can consider your employment terminated. I've lost Ash and my job in the space of a couple of days. I'm pretty sure you lost both in about the same millisecond. Just saying.
Understood.
I don't want this to be any more painful than it needs to be. Please collect your personal belongings and leave. He turns his back to me, and I see his expression harden. He probably feels bad about letting me go, but considering the fact that I attacked my workmates, he has to. Feeling more depressed than ever, I nod grimly at his back and leave his office. Crossing the room, I lean over the front of my desk and grab the few items that are actually mine. As I stuff them into my bag, I fight valiantly not to look up. I could feel everyone's eyes boring into me with horror and shock, judging me for all I've done and reeling at the drama of the fact I've been stacked. Once I'm ready to leave, I straighten up hesitantly. I want to at least say goodbye to Sean and Lydia. We've been comrades for years at this place. Somehow, though, I can't bring myself to meet their eyes. I tread slowly back across the room, heading toward the stairs. I'm almost there when I catch a glimpse of a familiar figure to my right. Ash is standing there next to Brianna. The two of them have paused in the middle of sorting paperwork to stare at me. I dare to look Ash in the face one last time, praying that by some miracle the love in my eyes will get through to them and I'll be forgiven. But my wish is denied.
It's okay.
It's okay, Ash. Brianna puts her arm around Ash comfortingly, urging them to ignore me and go back to the paperwork. Ash follows her lead and I feel my heart break as they turn away from me. I guess there's nothing left here for me now. Nothing anywhere for me anymore. Descending the stairs at last, I emerge onto the street. Swiveling around, I look back at the building I've spent so much of my life in for the past few years. Everything I loved and took comfort in has abandoned me. This job might have been boring, but it gave me so much stability and something to rely on to always be there to support me. Sean and Lydia, my friends. They'll never want to talk to me again. None of the office will. And Ash, the person I fell in love with, the sweet, honest, special little flame that melted the frost of my loneliness. A flame that will never warm my bones again. As I stand there on the sidewalk like a statue, I feel every scrap of hope I've ever managed to create burn away to nothing. I guess I'll find another meaningless, unsatisfying job to keep a roof over my head and just exist, with no real friendship or romance to make any day any brighter. There's no happiness up ahead for me after all. There really is no exit. The tunnel will just keep going forever and ever, trapping me in darkness. Tears cascade down my face, and as I stride away, I wonder, why can't I just be loved? Wasn't expecting a CG. Bad end. Pro tip, never go full yandere. Hey, you were kind enough to give me a trophy. It's like kicking me in the nuts as hard as you can and then giving my forehead a little kiss afterward to make me feel better. I dodged so many bad endings, okay? So, whatever. We make a call. Also, Google sucks. It told me to go with Tails. Screw you, Google. There we go. Back to this. Let's make up for this. Oh, damn it. I can't resist. Cursing my entire existence, I hit the call button. With every ring, my nerves and fear increase. I'm dreading Ash's reaction, but I'm unable to stop myself. The ringing stops. For a second, I think it's because the call is going to voicemail, but then...
Huh?
Skull? I feel as though I've swallowed something incredibly cold. My insides jolt with shock and terror at what this conversation might trigger. Ash?
What's going on?
Are you okay? What's going on? I could hear a strong sense of disappointment in her voice like I'd predicted. I'm really sorry, Ash. I know I shouldn't interrupt. You just said last time that I should have told you I was having a crisis. Yeah, that was what I was struggling with. I was thinking, Ash told us, just call, even though he's not supposed to. I should have gone with that. That was, you heard me. I said that. Man. That's right. I just remembered it. After the cafe incident, I didn't forget. They said they'd rather I'd be honest and communicated my paranoia if I was really struggling. Should have thought of that. I should have gone with it. I'm never going to forgive myself. I'm doing that now. It's okay, right? Don't worry. This isn't a repeat of last time. I'm not on my way to find you or anything. I add the fact quickly, wanting to reassure them. I won't be making that mistake again. Okay, well, that's good, I guess. You sound very worried and unsure, and I feel awful for putting this on you.
What is it?
Where are you then? Are you safe? Yes, I have to take a deep breath to calm myself down enough to speak properly. I came to the cinema to watch a movie, but I ended up getting panicked and bailing partway through though. It was a romance movie. I thought it'd remind me of you, and it did, in a nice way at first, but then it got too much. I feel my face burn with shame as I confess my weakness. I know I must be such a letdown right now. I really tried not to call you, I swear. You have no idea how much. I really needed to hear your voice for a moment. I winced, bracing myself for an annoyed reply. This is exactly the kind of distraction Ash doesn't need. The line is silent for a few horribly tense seconds. All I can hear is the distant noises of the busy spa in the background. Ash, please don't be as furious with me as I think you are.
Can you just...
Can you hold on a sec? Okay. I hear shuffling, and then the noises gradually disappear. The only sound I pick up now is pattering footsteps and a door opening and closing. Then a calmer hush falls over me. Okay, I've left the room. I was getting a pedicure, but they can finish it afterwards. Oh, no, don't let me drag you away.
It's alright.
It's alright. The others can do without me for a few minutes. I'm racked with guilt, but somehow I feel like Ash's anxiety is flecked with a sense of patience.
Hey,
So, what's going on? Do you feel like you're spiraling? Before I can stop them, huge tears begin to crawl down my cheeks. Yeah, I'm curious about that too. The one guy who chose everything wrong. Are people usually as torn as me during that choice, or is it just me because I was doing so well? He messed up that one. Poor guy can't catch a break. I should ask him what his pick is for the Super Bowl. I will be so rich. Because I'd go the opposite. You get it? Anyway. Yeah. I'm sorry.
listen.
Just tell me what you're feeling, Skull. Their tone is a little sharper when they say this, so I hurry to obey. I describe how wonderful I'd felt when I first started watching the movie, thinking about us as that dream couple. Then I share how the idiot in front of me had caused my perspective to switch with his dumb comment and the pessimistic freakout I'd had in response. Yeah, I'm still curious to know, like, are people that torn with these choices? Or do most people just look at them and instantly pick one? Like, especially that last one. The final choice, I feel like that was definitely the one I wrestled with the most, so I'm curious how people usually react to this when you watch their streams or their VODs or whatever. The longer I speak, the faster I ramble until I sound like I'm having a nervous breakdown. I just can't stop focusing on what feels inevitable. Life isn't perfect, is it? I'm just convinced that you'll leave me for someone better, and honestly, I wouldn't even be mad at you. I practically shove myself into the corner of the lobby so that no one can see me sobbing. Fair. Man, I definitely thought that over. I thought it over way too hard. I told you before, I want you to leave if I'm hurting you too much, because there's nothing more important to me than your happiness. It's only right that you put yourself first. The thought is still so heartbreaking for me. I love you, Ash. I'd do anything for you. It makes me so terrified, thinking that everything I can give might not be enough, that I'll never become a good enough person to truly deserve your love. My anguish pricks at my insides like thorns, and I almost want to die. Gee, thanks, Tim. I didn't know it was possible to feel this much pain and still be alive. So I didn't call because I wanted to check up on you or anything. I did it because I wanted to be closer to you for a second, in case I never get the chance again. That would be me, wouldn't it? This is the most honest I've ever been with anyone in my I wouldn't blame Ash if they broke up with me after hearing all that, even though it's what I fear the most. It must be exhausting to constantly deal with my insecurities like this. A long, drawn-out sigh rushes down the phone. That's it, isn't it? They've had enough of me. Skull. I'm ready. Just let me down as gently as possible.
Can I ask?
Can I ask you something? Of course.
For real?
Did you really mean it when you said this call wasn't to check up on me? I'm not trying to point fingers. It's just surprising considering last time. I get it. My track record speaks against me. Yeah, I did. I was freaking out earlier on, trying to picture what you were doing with everyone, but I got over that part. It's not about that. It's not important that I know. You could do whatever you want. I actually mean that. Ash is not a cheater. They wouldn't do anything inappropriate behind my back. I genuinely know this now. Another silence. I hate silences. Makes it impossible to tell what they're thinking. When they do speak up again, they sound a lot more businesslike, as though they've reached a conclusion about something. Look, we've only got one more thing to do here at the spa before we leave. Then the minibus will drop us all off at home. I want you to go home yourself, okay? Right now. Just stay there and wait. I'm going to finish this trip, and when I get home, I'll call you. We need to have a more in-depth talk about our relationship, and now's not the time or place. Just get the train home, and I'll call you in a couple of hours or so. I'll need to get everything straight in my head first, but yeah, I think I know what I want to say. Why does this suddenly seem so foreboding? Ash is calm but firm, sounding more full of authority than I've ever heard them. Is it a good conclusion they've arrived at, or am I 2 hours away from a breakup?
Hey,
Can you do that, Skull? Yeah, sorry. I'll go to the station now. And maybe don't browse social media or miss your train. You know. You were this close. You were this close. I'm not going to get over that.
okay.
Good. Don't call or text me in the meantime, okay? Don't call. That's not a good sign. You know what's going to really suck is if I do the other two characters and I don't get a single bad ending for either of them. Like, this might be my only bad ending that I get. I don't know what would be worse. If this was my only bad ending or if this is first of several. I don't know which one I want more or less. I'm sad, man. I'm a sad panda. Okay.
Bye.
All right. Talk to you later. The line goes dead, and I'm struck with the biggest sense of conflict I've ever felt. What does this mean? I don't know what's going to happen in 2 hours, but somehow I'm terrified. Kind of surprised Skull didn't, like, snap their phone in half just to make sure they couldn't call or text. I'd done as Ash had asked, taking the next train home and shaking with fear all the way. Since I got here, all I've done is sit on the couch for who knows how long, clutching my phone in my hand and catastrophizing in my head. I wish Ash would hurry up and call, but at the same time, I'm dreading it so badly. I want to be put out of my misery, but every second that passes without the phone ringing is another minute that I can say I've spent as Ash's partner, and no amount of minutes feels like enough. The sun begins to set, but its cheerful glint is lost on me as I sit here in terror. The clock ticks and ticks and... Oh! My pizza's here! Oh my god, that scared the crap out of me. I never get visitors here. Who the hell's at my house? Gripping my phone tightly, I stride suspiciously into the hall toward the front door. I take a peek through the frosted glass pane, but I can't quite make out the figure on the other side. Huffing in arrogance, I unlock the door and swing it open. Annoyance, not arrogance, my goodness. Whoever it is better hurry up with whatever they want so I don't miss Ash's call. Oh.
I'm sorry.
Sorry for the sudden appearance, Skull. I kind of felt like I'd rather have this discussion in person. Ash actually came to the Skull's house. Wow. Huge. Oh, God. So I'm going to get dumped face to face. I see. We hesitate in the open doorway. I want to invite them in, but I've momentarily lost the ability to speak. I'm so nervous. I glance back up at Ash, expecting a tense, regretful look in response as they prepare to let me go. However, as we lock eyes, their expression shifts, and... Is that a tiny smile? What? Are you...
It's all right.
Skull, it's okay. They reach forward, taking both of my hands in their own. They feel warm and soft, probably from all the spa treatments.
Listen.
Just don't say anything. They psych themselves up for whatever they're about to do. Just like on the phone, I can't read the situation at all.
Well...
Okay, so... I took time to think about everything. I needed space to really find out what I believe is right in my heart, and I think I know what it is now. So they're certain about whatever they're about to tell me. I know you called me at the spa like we hoped you wouldn't, but I don't consider it a betrayal of what I'd asked of you. You don't?
No.
No. You tried to squash your feelings during the cafe trip, and it only made you blow up even worse. I said I'd rather you just contacted me briefly, right? That way, when we could calm your fears together, and then I could go back to my day without anything being spoiled. You listened this time, didn't you? I did! Yes! Yes! 100%. That's what I did. I guess I did. I didn't storm out. I didn't storm over to the spa and confront anyone. That absolutely did not happen. I didn't internalize my paranoia until it exploded, which also didn't happen. I communicated honestly, and it caused slightly less of a scene. Am I really getting better? I nod slowly, and Ash squeezes my hands.
Yeah.
Things were easier today. Sure, you took me away from what I was doing for a few minutes, but you were able to be honest with me, and we smoothed things out enough that you could let me finish my trip. You kinda did it, Skull. You gave me freedom and proved that you don't have to listen to what your toxic mindset tells you. I don't exactly feel victorious, but maybe Ash is right.
You know...
You also told me something kind of awesome on the phone. You said you weren't worried about me cheating on you. That's not something I expected from you, given how you've been before. I know, but yeah, I'm not worried about that. I may be terrified of losing Ash to someone better, but it's not through Ash cheating. I'm convinced that it's not a possibility now.
Right?
That's what I'm saying, Skull. That's huge for you, right? You are improving. You trust me not to deceive you, don't you? Wow. Yes. I can actually say that out loud for the first time in my life and mean it wholeheartedly. Yeah. I trust you. I raise my head again and we gaze at each other in revelation. Ash's mouth curves into a beautiful smile, and I feel my chest fluttering at the change in my own outlook. I'm capable of trust. This is unreal.
I think so.
This is why I don't consider what happened today to be a betrayal on your part. You didn't break any promises, and you weren't manipulative or controlling like you've been in the past. I've been thinking about all of this on the way home. When I look at it all together, the big picture... Their smile widens, and they step a little closer to me.
Yeah.
I realize that it really is there. The hope for our future that I've been holding on to. Ash, you really mean that?
This is...
Things have been a mess between us, and most people would have left a long time ago. Yep. They laugh airily, their shoulders bouncing. But I'm not most people. I wanted to have patience, and in the end, it paid off. The open door and the world outside it seem to fall away, and all I can see is Ash. Is this really happening?
Definitely.
You've worked hard to improve yourself, and it's starting to take effect. Well, now I'm curious, Borealis, is there anyone who chose every single answer correct first try, especially without cheating or looking it up ahead of time? I have to believe that everyone made a bad decision at some point, right? Bad choice, rather. You trusted my loyalty to you. You managed to let me do something you were anxious about without interfering. You've started opening up about your feelings instead of hiding them until they create a disaster. That was my screw up, that right there. Nope, no one got a clean streak. I was close! You're making progress on everything I hoped you would. It was hard to see at first with all the ups and downs we've had. You're telling me I still feel like an asshole even now.
This is great.
But it's there. I was right to have faith in you. You've made me feel as though the positive future I wanted for us is possible after all. I can't believe this. Are you sure, Ash? An adorable, euphoric giggle bursts out of them, as though a massive weight has been lifted from their shoulders. Well, that's why I specified people you've seen. I'm sure some people got it right who've played this. I mean, there's how many thousands of people probably who have played this, so I'm sure at least one of them have gotten it right, but... For a lot of these decisions, it's not obvious what the correct decision is. That last one, I had a hunch that the lesser obvious decision was the right one, and now we can see obviously that, yeah, it was because of all this stuff that I had been wrestling with when I was making the decision. But for some of those other decisions, it's just straight up, I don't know, heads or tails, and it wasn't obvious. So, yeah. Yes, finally, after so much uncertainty, I am sure. The butterflies in my stomach swarm more powerfully than ever, and I feel like I'm teleported into a fantasy. As I stand there gazing at Ash's happy face, the weight starts to fall from me too. It's gonna be all right, isn't it? Part of me can't believe that Ash would ever choose to commit to me, considering the horrors I put them through. I've manipulated them, lied to them, disrespected them, attacked them. But I'm not that person anymore, am I? I'm changing for the better. I'm proving that I can take responsibility and make amends. For the first time in this conversation, a light turns on in my head. It's that, you see, there's a light above Ash. I'm guessing that's the one above the narrator right now. You might want to get that looked at by a master electrician. Not a small glow, but a blinding, glorious glare that illuminates this tunnel. Yep, get an electrician to look at that. That sounds like a fire hazard. And there it is, the exit. It's right in front of me. My body jolts, and I realize that it's because I've let out a sudden, shocked breath of relief and awe. I don't need to pray for the headlights to come on, do I? Ash and I are the headlights. Ash. We stare at each other breathlessly, laughing and beaming from ear to ear. Ash's eyes are full of affection, as though they heard everything that just went through my mind.
Hey,
I feel I should say something, Skull. You said it to me on the phone, and I think now's the perfect time for me to say it back. My mind is so overwhelmed by now that I can't remember half of what I even said back then. Well, I could hit the back button a few times and remind you, but nah. I simply nod eagerly, waiting for Ash to remind me of whatever it is. Their lips part, and a huge blush colors their cheeks. A huge blush true colors their cheeks, am I right? That's so stupid. Sorry, that was stupid. Okay. Spellbound, I feel certain that whatever they're about to say is forged from the deepest truth. The goodness in you, trophy earned. Makeup with Ash. Who I don't believe wears makeup, but anyway. I love you too. An incredible bliss fills every cell in my body, and I instinctively close my eyes as Ash presses their lips to mine. My wish came true. Mine did too, just took 2 extra decisions to get there, that's all. The relationship that would put all of my previous heartbreak to rest for good, the positive influence that would teach me to become a better person once and for all, the happy future that I'd wanted more than anything else in the world. It's mine. It's ours. And it feels indescribable. I kiss Ash back firmly, reveling in their closeness and the scent of their hair. We stay like that for a long time, kissing between ecstatic giggles. It's a massive relief to both of us that all of that uncertainty and torture between us is finally over. Now we can step into whatever lies ahead punching Sean every time he makes a pervy joke. My best piece of programming yet. And you, the player, for discovering these true colors alongside me. Aw.
You're making me blush.
Give me that trophy. I know there's a trophy. Is there a post-credits scene? There's that. Good end. Oh, we got cute music at the end, too. Oh, it's adorable. I know there's a trophy in this for me. Give it to me. Thank you. I trust you. Let's go. Ash, good ending. Well, if anything else, I did get a trophy. I got some kind of trophy. It's a hard... More people have seen the good ending than the bad ending. Are you kidding? Look at that. 75% versus 76.2. Man. I suppose I should be grateful for being able to witness such a rarity. Okay. Here's where we are. Look at all of these. All of these are different choices that we could have made at other times during the game. I'm positive that these two lead to the first two bad endings, which makes me believe that these two here have no effect whatsoever on the final ending. Did that good ending seem rewarding, realistic enough? Oh, it was realistic. It was good. I would have liked some kind of a post-credit scene, like describing, like showing off the relationship several months later, perhaps. Like, it wouldn't have had to be long, just like even just a few paragraphs of them interacting at work, smiling, and I don't know. That would have been nice, but it doesn't feel like the game is incomplete without it. It's just something that I would have liked to see, because I'm always a sucker for, 6 months later in relationship endings and stuff like that. That aside, like I said, I feel like what we actually got was perfectly fine. It felt realistic. It felt kind of natural even. Ash is way more forgiving than I could ever be, that's for sure. I loved playing the Ash route. So here's where I'm at. I'm going to believe that these two things here, the options don't matter. Regardless, since I have finished Ash's route now, I will be starting a brand new game next week where I will be playing either the Malik or the Brianna route. I'm leaning towards Malik, balancing this out. Ash, then Malik, then Brianna. If I want to see the other Ash bad endings just for interest, it wouldn't be for interest because I like Ash and I don't want to see anything bad happen to them. So if I get the bad endings, I'll be absolutely honest, absolutely frank. If I want to get the bad endings, it'll just be for the trophies, and I'll just skip ahead until I get them. Probably wouldn't even read it all that much. I'm curious, but I also don't want to see Ash get hurt. Leave things as they are. Absolutely nothing bad happened today or ever will happen again. So that's what I'm sticking with. I did enjoy Ash's route. And as I said, next week I will start a brand new game and we will be going the Malik route. Might be an idea if you show the choices you have. Which saves to keep. Well, here's what I'm actually going to do. So we have 3 pages here. This page is completely unnecessary now. And this one's completely empty. So I'm just going to take... Oh, wait. How do I... I can't delete, can I? I don't think I can delete. I'm just gonna save over, I guess. Regardless, That's for next week's goal to figure out. Frankly, Dim, you just start the next stream first choice where you lock in who you choose. I could, but I also think that there might be people who start watching and want a fresh start. Plus, I kind of want to remember how it all starts anyway. It just seems kind of... It's been such a long time since I started. I actually want to go back and reread the first day or two of the story anyway. So, anyway. Yes, I've really appreciated you being here, Borealis, even though for about a 3-second period there, I really hated your guts for programming a game in such a way as to make me just hate life and everything, my pet fish. I got over it, and now we're happy, and we saw that good Ash ending. The bad ending never happened, as far as I'm concerned, so... I'll be back next Sunday where I will be starting a brand new playthrough of True Colors, and we will be going the Malik route next time. Borealis, thank you for being here. Don't worry, I'll get over it. Dimlord, Andrea, shout out to the lurkers, and shout out to everyone watching on YouTube afterwards. I'll be back next Sunday when I play True Colors, A Date with Deception, Route 2. On behalf of East Asia Soft, I have been Skull. Have yourselves a great day and a great week, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.